Alright, let's check it out. This is the new Pokemon Arceus VSTAR Ultra Premium Collection box. I finally got one. Yeah! I guess Arceus was probably introduced around Generation 4 Pokemon. It comes from the Sinnoh region. And basically, as far as I remember, Arceus is one of those Pokemon who's just like legendary, right? And he can kind of take on different forms depending on, I think, a crystal. I think it was a Z crystal, and it will change its type. So like maybe you can convert Arceus from a normal type to, I think, an electric type or a grass type or an ice type. It can pretty much take on any type. And Arceus is also known as sort of the creator Pokemon, and so it's considered the first alpha type Pokemon. There's even a game that came out recently called Pokemon Legends Arceus, and it was a pretty cool game. And actually, I just started playing that game, so I'm really excited to learn more about Arceus and what he does, because I didn't play Gen 4. That was kind of like the time when I had to start going to college and doing other things, but I'm really glad to kind of have some time to play some Pokemon again. Alright, so the back of the box kind of looks like this. So it says, show your medal with the Arceus VSTAR Ultra Premium Collection, and this collection essentially brings in 15 Pokemon TCG booster packs, and then you get a medal card featuring Arceus V, and then a V-Star card as well. You also get a playmat, a metal coin, and 6 dice, and a V-Star marker. And then, of course, your online code to play the game online, which I highly recommend. If you're learning Pokemon, there's no better way to really kind of learn the game than playing on the iPad or the Android version, because that just it's so much easier to kind of figure out. You don't have to worry about big massive cards, but I like the physical cards, so for me that's kind of a big thing. So alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. Alright, you ready to open this box? I know I am. Let's do it. Okay, so let's get in here. I swear I've been waiting a long time to open this box. It's something I've been looking forward to for quite a while. Alright, so actually the box is kind of like this, goes like this way. Okay, it's kind of nice. You gotta hand it to the Pokemon team. I mean, they know how to make these boxes look really nice. So this is kind of like how it looks front and back. Super shiny, as you can tell. Really, really cool. And there's Arceus. Let's get this guy open. And wow. Right in the middle of everything is the Arceus card. In fact, it looks so nice, I kind of don't want to even touch it. So I'm gonna just bring it up like this. And then I'll just grab the edges right here. Oh, this is metal. It's a metal card. Wow, it's heavy. Right off the top, you can kind of see how pretty it is. Wow, shiny, shiny. So what do we got here? This is a V-Star card, so the highest level, 280 HP, and then we've got Trinity Nova and Starbirth. That's the V-Star power. So Trinity Nova, search your deck for up to 3 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. Alright, so you can get lots of energy with this particular move, and then add them to your Pokemon V. Then this attack does 200 HP damage, which is pretty strong. You can already tell this Arceus is one of the strongest Pokemon out there, and so obviously needs a very strong move. Let's take a look at the V-Star power. During your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. You can't use more than 1 V-Star power in a game, but this is cool, so you can kind of get other Pokemon, bring them in. So that's kind of nice. Maybe that's kind of why also he's considered the alpha Pokemon or the creator Pokemon, because he can generate new Pokemon as needed. So this is a cool card. And let's see here. If this V-Star Pokemon gets knocked out, then your opponent takes 2 prize cards. So just be careful with that. It also costs 2 stars to retreat and is weak to the fighting style. So all in all, very, very cool card. Shiny back. So you get your standard booster packs. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to count that again. So there's 7. Alright. And this must be the other side too. Oh, I got one more card here. This is a heavy Arceus card. This is a Arceus V. And compare that to the V-Star. So V is kind of like the first level. V-Star is like the max level. And so this one, let's see here, has special move. This one has obviously 220 HP. And then it has Trinity Charge. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. So that's cool. This basically is kind of like the other attack, but this gives you more ability to charge your Pokemon fast. And then you've got Power Edge, which does 130 damage. So very strong. And look at this card, it's just super beautiful. I mean, like, so shiny. Let's put it next to the other Arceus card. So, I'm not really sure if these metal cards count for playing in the game, but, you know, like, I'll go and check the rules and probably add subtitles here if they do. But I think these are just kind of like more collector's items, which is nice. And obviously, if you're playing the Pokemon card game, I do not recommend bringing out the holographic cards to like official tournaments or places where, you know, like people are playing in public, because that is the easy way to probably get hurt. I've seen a lot of fights break out between people who play cards and have like sort of legendary cards. So be careful out there, always kind of play lower cards, and if you're playing with friends you can play with the higher cards, or if you're playing with the iPad or Android then it doesn't matter. So here I've got 8 booster packs in addition to my 7, so that is a total of 15. And then let's go ahead and take a look at what else we got here. This must be the mat, so let's open this up. And so just this comes off like this. I'm going to clear my space a little bit. And this is what the mat looks like. Very nice, very, very nice. You got Arceus right here in all his glory. And of course, like the shiny Pokemon universe around him. So let's get that all around the camera. And then we'll play on the mat. Finally, we've got the Arceus box that this comes with. And you get some really heavy coins. Again, Nintendo going all out with the heaviness. But that's what makes the game cool, right? You got the heavy dice for damage counters. You got an Arceus Pokemon. Let's get this guy opened right here, the camera. So this comes with the Pokeball on the back side, and of course Arceus coin right here, really nice. And of course V-Star marker to indicate whether you've already played a V-Star card. So the point of these is like when you draw your V-Star Pokemon, you're supposed to actually place this marker somewhere on your mat, and that indicates that you've already used a V-Star. You can only use them one time in the game anyway. Okay, let's get to the unwrapping of the cards. Did I get lucky? Let's see what I got. And so, let's start this way. So I got Bronzer, and Sudowoodo, Phantom, and I've decided, since a lot of these cards are pretty much the same, if I stumble across a rare card, I'll definitely like call it out. So that's how I'm gonna do it. So I've got Orbeetle, which is a nice shiny card, and this one has a jamming attachment. When you play this Pokemon from your hand, evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn. Nice. You may attach up to 3 energy cards from your opponent's discard pile to your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. So you can give them back their energy maybe to make them force play one of their active Pokemon. And this does 50 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if your opponent has a lot of energy, which is part of this first ability, then this does 50 more damage per energy card. So this is a really strong guy. Or Beetle, new Pokemon, did not know about that. We got Sturgeoner, Energy, Poliwhirl, one of my favorite Pokemon, and Haunter, also one of my favorite Pokemon. In fact, what does Haunter come with? Curse Drop. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Nice. And Hariyama. Alright. I actually like Hariyama a lot too. It's got Muscular Step, 100 damage. Okay, so let us go ahead and move this out of the way. We've got 15 cards here. Again, I would spend more time on this, but I really just want to kind of see which, cool Pokemon I got, shiny rares. That's really kind of the point. With these videos anyway. So I've got Clefairy, Slugma, Mawile, Gloomy, and I was actually thinking of like doing a separate video where I could talk a little bit more about like the different types of Pokemon and maybe some strategies. But really that's kind of like its own video, so I want to be a little bit separate about that. So who do I have? Do I have a shiny card? Yeah, I have a shiny card right here, a Darkrai. Okay. So Darkrai, this is my shiny card. It says that I've got Nightmare, and Darkrai is a dark type Pokemon. So he comes with Nightmare, and I think this is a legendary Pokemon too, so this is pretty cool to get. And then he's got Pitch Black Blade, 130 damage, and during the next next turn, he can't attack. So it comes with a double-edged sword. You can do a lot of damage, but you have to kind of wait around for your next turn, which I don't like personally. If I'm playing a game, I don't like to wait. I like to be able to keep using my Pokemon. But the cool thing is, the Nightmare ability kind of makes the other Pokemon fall asleep, so it's like both of you can't take turns for the next turns. So maybe this is kind of like a good strategy to use for a Pokemon. I'll also just mention out Clefairy here. I like Clefairy. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is active in the spot for each of your bench Clefairy, you may search your deck for a Psychic Energy, a card, and attach it to that Clefairy. That's cool. You can get more Clefairy energy and make them stronger. So, and then of course, Wonder Storm. This attack does 20 damage for each Psychic Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So if you've got a whole bunch of Clefairy, you can do a whole lot of Clefairy damage. Alright, let's put these to the side. Okay, so I've got Chatot, Ponyta, Rufflet, Bergmite, Growlithe, and then here's my strong attack. This one is a Registeel. This is also another legendary Pokemon. Comes with Regigate. Search your deck for basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So it helps you get some more Pokemon. Then Heavy Slam. This attack does 50 damage, less damage for each star in your opponent's active retreat cost. So this is a little bit of a difficult thing to kind of remember. But I guess if your opponent has a lot of retreat, which you can see right here, then this is going to do 50 damage less. So just make sure of that. It might be a little bit difficult to play in the game. So we've got Arcanine, and this is the Hisuian version, so it looks a little different. Scorching Horn, but look at that Arcanine, it looks actually kind of cool. And it's got Boulder Crush, which is a 50 HP attack, and then 80 plus for Scorching Horn. If this has any fire energy attached, this attack does 80 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, and they are now burned. What a strong attack. I like this Arcanine. Arcanine is one of my favorite Pokemon. Got Temple of Sinnoh, Whiscash, Spicy Seasoned Curry. Again, I'll go through more of these later. Alright, so I've got Barboach, Mischievous, Sneasel, Ralts, Magnemite, Wait and See Turbo. This is my shiny card. It says you can use this card if you go second and only during your first turn. So only one time. Search your deck for a basic energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. Your turn ends. So this gives you some quick energy. It's kind of nice. You've got Bastion, pretty strong Pokemon, rare type. And this one evolves from Shieldon. Your Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks to your opponent's Pokemon V. From your Pokemon V. So if you have a Pokemon V, this one will help you kind of shield from that Pokemon V's attack. And then you've got Iron Tackle, which does 30 more damage to itself, but it does also 180 damage. So that's a pretty strong attack. So it's like a shield Pokemon. Maybe this is helpful. It says this Pokemon is roughly 100 million years. Came from 100 million years ago. Its terrifyingly tough face is harder than steel. Nice defense Pokemon. Alright, and so these are some of the others. Golduck, I like Golduck, and Grand. Okay, so we got Starly, Shroomish, Piplup, Turtwig, Minccino. It's my shiny card, Shroomish. And he's got Headbutt, 20 damage. Bibarel. Bibarel is kind of like a Pokemon I see so many times when I open these cards, as well as Bidoof. So I'm always kind of like laughing every time I get another one. But, you know, like part of these you can kind of donate, or you can kind of, you know, sell online if you don't want it, and maybe some other person might be interested in picking them up as part of a bigger pack. So Tail Smash, this is 100 damage, that's pretty good, but you have to flip a coin. If tails, then it does nothing. And then Industrious Incisors, once during your turn you may draw cards until you have 5 in your hand, which is nice, so maybe kind of useful. Some water Pokemon, energy, and then a Choice Belt, and a Vibrava, and then a Staravia. Okay. Okay, so I've got Cubchoo, Duskull, Farfetch'd. Oh, I like Farfetch'd. Execute, Grimer, and then I've got a shiny Lapras. Raging Freeze, it has 110 damage. And so let's see, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out by this damage from an attack that your opponent's Pokemon during their last turn, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So if you had a Pokemon that got knocked out, then you can paralyze your opponent. And then of course I know you've been looking here. Wow, I got a gold card. So this is like super awesome right here. I got Zapdos. And it's funny because this is the Galarian Zapdos. And so I remember trying to catch this in Pokemon Go and not succeeding. So I was very upset about that. And Pokemon Go has actually been kind of making me upset a lot, because I've been not able to catch a lot of the rare Pokemon, even though like I'll get the remote pass and then go and stand there and try to catch the Pokemon. I mean, I missed like 16 times. I still shot the ball, and I did an excellent curve throw, and I still couldn't catch it, so I was just upset. But now I finally got one. So let's see what Galarian Zapdos does. So off the top is a gold card, really rare. 200 HP, it has Fighting Instinct. This Pokemon attacks cost 1 star less for each of your opponent's Pokemon V in play. And I guess, is this a normal, or is it just any energy? That's something to go and research online. So it's kind of nice. So like if you have a Pokemon, if your opponent has a Pokemon V in play, then you know, it doesn't cost as much to run this card. So Thunderous Kick does 170. Before doing any damage, discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So this takes out their energy, which is nice. Zapdos is really, really strong. I am stoked to get this. This one goes over here, and gotta sleeve it up. Okay, and then I got Pet Helmet, Executor, and Friends and Galar. Okay, let's keep going. One thing I like about these boxes is you get so many booster packs, so you really, you know, have a chance to kind of see if you're gonna get some rare cards. You know, sometimes when you buy like the smaller boosters, you don't get that many cool cards, so it's just super nice. So I got Drillbur, Whelmer, Cottony, Cloudpus, Electric. I got Beauty, which is my shiny card. If you go first, you may play this card during your first turn. Draw 2 cards. And so, cool. It lets you draw some quick cards. Barasquita, Wash Energy, and Chester Batch. So not a lot of stuff here, except for 1 card, which is nice. Okay, next up, oh, I got 2 here. Okay, next up, I got the Lost Origin booster pack. Open this. So let's see, I got Phalanx, Squarbit, Inkay, Jinx, Snover. This is my shiny card, Gastrodon. I got a Recover, and so discard an energy from this Pokemon and heal all damage from it. So cool. This allows you to heal yourself if you are getting hurt with this in battle. So nice Pokemon to have. It evolves from Shellos, so you're gonna have to have that first before you can use this Pokemon card. Earthquake. This attack does 20 more damage, 20 damage to each of your banished Pokemon. So, okay, so you have to be careful when using this card because it does 170 damage, but it also hurts the Pokemon that you have in your bench. And so, kind of a double-edged sword here. Then I have Darkrai again. We already saw Darkrai, so I'm going to skip that. Dark Energy, a Panic Mask. That's actually interesting. Prevent all damage done to the Pokemon this card is attached to by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have 40 HP or less remaining. So if a Pokemon that you're about to beat is 40 HP or less, then you can prevent any damage. It's kind of mean, but it's kind of funny. Dottler and Iscan. Okay. What else did I get? What did I get? What did I get? What did I get? It's like Christmas. Well, it's the day after Christmas after recording this video, so this is my Christmas gift to myself. Okay, so I've got Zorusa, Seal, Rockruff, Ducklet, Growlithe. Okay, so now I can finally use that Arcanine we saw. I got an Arc Phone. This is a shiny. This goes with Arceus. So Arceus in the game actually gives you an Arc Phone if you play Legends. So that's kind of nice. I got one. And it says, look at the top of your deck. You may switch that card with one of your face down prize cards. Oh, so you can take a prize card. That's actually pretty cool. This is a good little card here. Thank you, Arceus. Alright, so put that over here, and we got Malamar, Electric Energy, Kamala, Rhydon, and Absno. Okay, got Growlithe, Scyther, Cyndaquil, Hippopotamus, actually Hippotas. Always call them that. Bergmite, which I've been seeing a lot now in Pokemon Go. Rapidash, Ursaluna. This is actually the most evolved form of Ursaring. I also saw that too. So let's take a look at this for a second. Pete Hunt, put up the 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. Okay, so that's good. That's useful. And then let's see, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon for bulky bump 200. So it allows you to kind of look for stuff that may have been used before and reuse those cards. And then of course you can do bulky bump. I wonder how this works though with cards that only can be used one time. So that's something you'll have to kind of look into online. Fire Energy, and Seasons Curry and Magneton. So which one was my rare card this time? I guess it was the Rapidash. You can kind of see it's a shiny card. So Rapidash has Combustion 30. It evolves from obviously Ponyta, so you have to have that. Ring of Fire. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. During your opponent's next turn, that Pokemon can't retreat. Oh, pretty good. So it kind of traps that Pokemon and allows you to kind of win faster. I also kind of just recommend, like, if you're going to be playing like against other people, you know, like at your local comic book store or something like that, Might be better to use these cards because, you know, like you don't want, like what I mean is like these kind of shiny cards. Like if you kind of want to use cool cards in those games rather than like maybe the rare cards like this gold Zapdos. Because even though this is really cool, I would not want to bring this to a, you know, a comic book store or something where, you know, somebody might get a little jealous and angry and might want to take it from me. So that's only for friends or maybe like official tournaments where, you know you're gonna have a little bit of safety, but I would still be careful out there. So that's all I'll say about that. Coming down here to the final sets of the boosters, just a few more. Let's take a look and see what we got. Oh, let's switch this way. Magnemite, Chatnot, Togepi, I like Togepi, Nickit, Ralts. Oh, so I got the other, the Ponyta. So I got the Hollow of the Ponyta, and then I've got the Rapidash, so I can use them together. And this one has Flametail 20. And then of course I've got Weird Year from Stantler, who evolves from Stantler. And so this is my other shiny card. Once during your turn you may draw a card that's called Hurried Gate. And then that's cool, so you can keep getting cards as you need them. And I suppose if you combine this card with a bunch of other trainer cards, you can make it really useful for yourself. This is also a Psychic Pokemon, so kind of useful for Psychic decks. Extra Sensory, if you have the same number of cards in your hand as your other opponent, this attack does 80 more damage. So the Hurried Gate allows you to kind of like bring a bunch of cards together so you can kind of use a more powerful Extra Sensory attack over time. But the only downside is you have to wait for this guy to evolve, so it takes some time to get this card. Water Energy, Shieldon, Canceling Cologne, and Kirlia. Alright, let's keep going. We got 4 more sets here, and then we can call it a day. And then maybe we can play some Pokemon right afterwards. Alright, so we got Chimechu, Chimchar, Mincio, Baltoy, Snorunt, which I've been seeing a lot of too in Pokemon Go. Oh, I got an Arceus V! Nice, nice, nice. So we saw Arceus V at the beginning of this video, but it's just nice to see this again as another rare card. Let's see how this kind of compares to the Steel card. So this is kind of like a Steel version, and this is the regular card version. So artwork's pretty much the same, but this one's of course shinier, but just it's cool to have it. So this goes in my rare card pile over here. Okay. Dark Energy, Executor, Frenzen, Galar, Weevil. Alright, pretty cool. Oh, this one's a little tricky to open. Got a picture of C-Dot, I think, on the front. Or maybe that's wrong. Okay, Starly, Milcery, Carablast, Clefairy, Cherubi. Here's my first rare shiny card. So this is Floatzel. It's got Floatify, pick up 2 items, put up to 2 items from your discard pile into your hand. So this allows you to kind of also reuse some mist cards, then a water gun, and 60 damage. Not bad. You have to wait for it to evolve from Buizel. Then I got another Bibarel, and this is another shiny card, so probably gonna trade this. And then Energy, Berry, Clang, and Gabite, Dragon Pokemon. I like Dragon Pokemon. Okay, next booster. Alright, so we got Hoppip, Hitmonchan, which is a single strike Pokemon. Clean hit. If your Pokemon's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, then does 50 more damage. So this is a really strong one to have in your deck. Fighting style. This attack damage isn't affected by resistance, so bullet, straight punch. So this will allow you to hit somebody even if they're resistant to fighting. That's cool, with 40 damage. Fletchling, Tentacool, Pikachu. Oh, I like this Pikachu. And then I've got another card here, Ladicolo, who evolves from Lombre. So maybe the second form. Or no, it's the third form. So this is the final form of that series, Lombre. Enthusiastic Dance. So when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may use this ability. During this turn, your basics Pokemon attack do 100 more damage to your active Pokemon. So pretty cool. I think like if you evolve this, evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, like in your bench, then you can use this ability, and then that any basic Pokemon that you have in play does 100 more damage. So I'll have to read up a little bit more, but this seems like an interesting move. Wave Splash does 120, which is pretty nice. Then I've got another nice rare Pokemon card. This one is a Duraludon V, and it has a Metal Claw. It's a fighting type Pokemon, single strike. And so it says, during your opponent's next turn with a Breaking Swipe attack, the defending Pokemon's attack do 30 less damage before applying weakness and resistance. So every time you hit that Pokemon, then their attack does 30 less damage each time. So that's a nice little cool Pokemon V card. That's good. This will go over here. Fire type, Avalugg, Switching Cups, and Tentacruel. And I think before I had Tentacool, so this is good to have both of them. And down to the last booster here, the final one. Let's see, it's got Rayquaza on it. So wish me luck, Rayquaza. I hope you bring some cool stuff for me. Okay, so we've got Flaby, Swablu, Litleo, Chinchu, Dino, shiny card, Rubber Gloves. So the attacks of this Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is nice to have with a strong Pokemon. This does 30 more damage. Melodic, which evolves from Phoebus. Purple Energy, we have Ursaring, which now I can use with my Ursaluna, and then Crystal Cave, and then Toy Catcher. And so that's basically it. Those are my rare cards, and those are my boosters. So if you like this video and you thought it was a lot of fun to unbox Arceus V, which we'll kind of take a look at over here again, Arceus V, and all the rare cards I got. Yes, we can just go through them one more time. We've got Zapdos, got Arceus V Duraludon, Arceus VSTAR. So pretty good catch Pokemon here. If you like this video, then thumbs up, and leave comments if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. See ya.